Keeper's had 2 break points and Becker served 2 aces in the same spot.
Advantage Becker. Second serve. Deuce. Advantage Kiefer.
They could do with the 3rd ace in the game.
Deuce.
Thank you.
Advantage Becker.
Well, again, break point, ace, followed by another ace. So this is why this guy's a champion.
Again, Becker. Two games over. Low 15.
Beautifully off his body. Just where he would want it. And Kiefer had barely crossed the line.
Love 13.
Fair number of youthful cries. People who clearly weren't around when Becker won this title back in '85. Couple of strides too far, but the spirit was hugely willing.
15-13. 30 all.
It's a tough shot. It's when the ball's skidding away from you. It's an open stance, having to pull it back, but not too far because Becker was there. It's well picked up.
Deuce.
He seems to be able to hit winner returns. He always did, Boris. For some reason, he's very powerful, very clean hitter of the ball. And what I liked about it is he was following it up. He knew that if the ball was coming back, he was ready. He was there, charging into the net.
Advantage, Becker.
And that's a bad shot. It really is as simple as that. Saw Becker charging to that side, took his eye off the ball. Just hit it in the top of the net. Not a difficult shot. Gives Becker a break point.
Deuce. Advantage, Becker.
Second chance for Boris Becker. The 8th double fault by Nicholas Kiefer. Look at the eyes there. They were smiling and no wonder.
Well, that proved to be the crucial break, as just 4 games later, Becker had match point.
Game 7 match, Becker.
A popular win for the 3 times champion. It wasn't the friendliest handshake, somewhat frosty, but the reaction of the crowd was anything but. The Boris comeback continues.
Centre court still feel like your own backyard?
Well, unfortunately, I gave the keys away to Pete Sampras a couple of years ago, but I still feel very comfortable on it, and it still brings the best out of me.
If we believed everything we read in the tabloids...
Don't do that.
This was the grudge match of all time. What's the truth about the relationship between the two of you?
I used to coach him. I mean, I know him very well. He stayed at my house for many weeks. I know him probably better than he knows me. He is, you know, number, I don't know, 20, 18 in the world right now. He's on the verge of his success this year to be in the top 10 in the world. And, you know, obviously, I'm still around as a player, even though only for a few more days, or a few more weeks. And there have been many stories in the newspaper, mostly just to create headlines and to trying to sell newspapers, which I understand. I'm not from today. I've been around quite a bit. For him, it's a bit new, and obviously every word he says, everybody's going to make a big deal out of it. I don't pay attention too much to it.
Okay, so let's make a big deal out of it. What do we know? I mean, it's never easy playing someone from your own country. But...
It's awkward. I mean, without a doubt. I mean, he's a young guy. He's coming through. He wants to take over Boris's crown. You know, it's kind of a pity in a way that, you know, Boris also had this problem with Michael Stick as well, and you know, he doesn't want to relinquish his crown. And you know, certainly when you're out there and you're fighting, and there's most of the guys get on pretty well, and I'm sure they get on all right. But you know, there's going to be a few battles here and there, and that's the way it is.
I guess in some ways because Boris, I mean, he came here at 17, he won the title, he's won so much, he is worshipped in Germany, and suddenly these youngsters, you know, coming through like Kiefer, and annoying him almost.
I think what you'll find in tennis, and certainly whether it's Federation Cup captains or Davis Cup captains, that you've got to, as a captain, you've got to put your ego aside. And I think what we've seen in recent years is that the captains have conflicts with their players because, basically because their egos. They want it their way, and they're used to having it their way. I'm not saying this is the case with Boris, but I'm saying this could be the case, and it certainly has been in other Davis Cup teams, is that you've got to put it aside. You can't say it's my way or the highway, and this is where the conflicts happen. Do
you think that then, to be the captain, you need to be further removed from the game and not sort of just, you know, still involved or just retired? You need to...
I think it's certainly a problem. I mean, I was, you know, I had the opportunity, I suppose, to help Mark Philippoussis a little bit. Gavin Hopper, his full-time coach, said, you know, can you come and have a talk with Mark, or, you know, help him out a little bit? And I said, listen, no, I can't. I'm playing. You know, I don't want to help him out. I might have to play him next week. So it wasn't until I retired that I was very happy to talk to the guys. I was happy to talk to any of the guys for that matter. But yeah, absolutely, it is very difficult. You can't actually help somebody when you know you've got to play them next week. You know, it's not going to work. And I think maybe that's where the problem has gone. But I don't think it's as bad as the newspapers make out. I really don't.
Good story though.
Sure.
But what about his chances now? Straight sets win, putting out the 15th seed.
It was impressive. I mean, I did that match, and it was very impressive. I mean, I think Kiefer was completely overwrought, and maybe it's got to him. You know, he didn't play particularly well. But you know, now he's got talk about the old and the new. We've got Leighton Hewitt. He's got to play Becker. So I mean,
18-year-old Aussie.
Yeah. So that's going to be exact. You know, talk about contrast in games as well. I mean, Leighton is a real counter puncher, very quick, gets all the balls back, and Boris will be charging in the net. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. It should be a really good match.
Yeah, and that's on Saturday. Don't miss it. Well, now to Andre Agassi, who's...
Okay. Agassi. Fogenton.
Well, he is being forced to find his very best tennis, Agassi. And really, physically, it's so demanding playing against him.
Out. What is that?
Good call from the umpire, an overrule. Doesn't like it, Agassi.
15-well.
But here it is, look, landing well clear.
Wait, please.
Clever response here by Agassi. Looked as though he's going to play a deep shot down the line. Just comes under the ball just a little bit more than his opponent expected. Tickled it over the net. That's a beauty.
I
think he thought that was a fault and wasn't ready for the swift reply.